Hello everyone. Today I'm going to be making a clutch purse with resin, some dried flowers, and a brand new product that I haven't tried before. So stay with me. I'll be right back. Hello everyone, this is Billie. Welcome to Billie Holman Creations. Now, like I said, I'm going to try to do this clutch purse today, and let me show you what I have to start with. I have these dried flowers that either came from Amazon or Temu, or both, because I have quite a few over here to the side of me. Now, Miss Apryl from Dragons and Dresses Craftorian had sent me this gift from my wish list some time ago. And because I have new resin today, I thought, well, I should probably try and get this purse put together. So let me show you what we have. First of all, you can buy this on Amazon, and the entire kit comes with one mold. Now, when I received this gift from Miss Apryl, it did not have the mold, so you can buy all of this separately too. So I went ahead and I bought the two molds so I could do both sides at one time. So here you have a gold frame, some tools, some spoons, pipettes, oh, a new pair of tweezers, and stir sticks. And also you have, they say one's a long chain and one's a shorter chain. This is a pearl chain that goes to the purse. Obviously, this must be the long one. And then you also have a smaller chain. So it's your preference as to which one you want to use. Now, I was looking at the pictures and I was hoping they sent this, but they refer to this as, oh, PVC, but it's a vinyl. And it goes in between the purse when you open it, so, you know, nothing falls out the side. I have no idea how to put that together, but I might have to do a little YouTube research. So we're going to start on that shortly, but let me show you what I did receive. Oh, a big box from Bond Crafters. I'm sure you've heard about it. Everyone has been talking about this resin and they love it. This will be my first chance to try it out, so I want to do it with the clutch purse. And thank you, Bond Crafter. I'm very excited. They also sent me some UV resin, and we'll get to that in another video. So let's open this box up and see what we have. Oh, I'm going to turn it to the side and put it in my lap. And then we'll just go from there. So there's my packing slip. Oh, we have mixing cups, 4 mixing cups. Oh, and you know I was running out of these with the measurements on them, so I'm very grateful for that. You have some tools. Oh my gosh, some spreading spatulas. Boy, those are nice big ones. You can use those for a lot of different art projects. Let's see, we have gloves. 1 pair. Can I reach in there? 2 pairs. Oh, there's 4 pairs of gloves in here and some more tools. But let me show you what we've got. We've got our epoxy A and B. And this is 64 ounces, so half a gallon. Which gives me an entire gallon altogether to work with. Oh my goodness. A bit heavy. And here is my A, which I just dropped something on the floor. Another tool. Let's see what this is. Oh, this is like a stir stick. For working with your resin, that's nice. There's 2 of these. Oh my goodness, and I have 5 pairs of gloves. Well, thank you so much. So this comes as a kit. I will have the links in my description for both the purse and the epoxy, and I will have a discount code for Bond Crafters, so that's very exciting. Now, this is a 1-to-1 mixing ratio, And like all of us, mix by volume, not by weight. It says to stir and let the resin stand for about 5 minutes. And I usually stir for 5 minutes, and I'm pretty impatient about letting it set 5 minutes, but I will do my best to do so. And this tells you all about the resin and how to use it. So, oh, I'm excited about that. That should go quite a ways for me. And some nice tools to work with. And more gloves. We always wear your gloves when you're using resin. Now let me show you what I have here. Or here. Now, I've had these for a while too. I also have a few butterflies here. We're going to add a butterfly. I want to make a summer garden. I have a huge love for my flower beds. I've been trying to build myself a beautiful English garden for years. 17 rose bushes I have, and a whole variety. Maybe I'll add some pictures later to the end of the video to show you a bit of my gardens. But I have put all my flowers in these containers. They came in a big box from Michael's years ago. I have resin all over them, but there's, oh gosh, I think there's a dozen of these containers in the bigger container itself, which I use for other things. And then I have all these on my shelf. These are covered with resin. So I think what I want to do is open these up, and I've got these sorted by colors. Don't ask me why, but it's just, what do they say, how I roll. So I'm going to open these flowers up, get them put in these different containers, pick out the ones I'm going to use, and we'll try to make a beautiful, beautiful summer garden clutch purse. All right? So I'll get this done, and then we'll go mix up the resin. And I'll talk to you about the molds, okay? See you shortly. Okay, let me tell you about this mold a little bit. When I was looking at it, I realized, you know, this is going to be the top area of your project, of your purse. But looking into this top area here, there is a section where the resin does not go all the way down like it does on the other 3 sides. So be sure this area, when we put the purse together, is on the top. So this will be right side up as we work, and then the bottom of this will fit into the frame itself. So I was thinking about, how am I going to set up these flowers? So I measured the inside of the workspace there, and I came to this little bit of a conclusion as I was putting my flowers away. It might need some more, but I just laid them out on these pieces of cardboard to give myself a guide. So when I am working with the resin, I don't get it all over my containers, have to open, choose, pick, that sort of thing. So this is basically the layout of what I want to do for the decoration on the clutch. But then I thought, well, because I had a new resin, I was going to, you know, let's see how clear it is and whatnot. But then I thought, being a clutch, I don't want it completely see-through. So I thought we need a bit of a background and maybe have the top portion clear, but the bottom portion I'm using mica powders. Now this is that word I can't pronounce. It's from Temu. That's what I call it. Dark cream. So I thought I would start powdering a little of this green in here, just so you can't see what all is in the purse, because that's kind of a private thing. So I thought I would work with this green a little bit, and then I pulled out another green. This is just the regular green mica, and I thought I could kind of go dark at the bottom and then blend in the little lighter green up here, and then we can have the top area clear resin. So that's what I've been doing right now. Is I just started getting some of this mica on. Boy, this has quite a gold shimmer to it. That'll work. I don't want to go straight line, but I don't know how well I can blend that other in. Just wanted to kind of go something like that. Color that in, and then possibly take some of this lighter color, and I want to bring it up just past midway. So I could have brought this up a little higher. What happens if we mix a little of this green in here? I don't know how that'll work. Boy, that looks like the green I initially wanted in the bottom. I'm just gonna do it like this. I might wipe some of that off and use more of this. We'll just bring that up higher. So I'm gonna go ahead and just try to, that looks too planned, doesn't it? I just want to get some green on the bottom here. I might mix it up. I don't know what kind of technique to use to, oh, that would be better, wouldn't it? Just kind of go like that. Just above the midpoint here with the light green. Come down. Oh gosh. I can always clean it up with some alcohol if I don't like it, but I'm going to go ahead and do both of these. And then I'll show you the mess I made with them. Then we'll go ahead and see what becomes of the whole thing. I'll go mix up some resin. So let me get this done. It'll take a bit. I'm watching YouTube as I go. Today I'm watching Just Janice. Hi, Janice. I discovered her channel when she subscribed to mine. So for most of you who have subscribed to my channel, I do go and I want to support you too. So I've subscribed. I don't get to all of them all the time. So I sort of binge watch. So I'll binge watch Janice for a while, and then I'll go on to someone else. But there's so much talent out there, and I enjoy watching all of you. So bear with me. I'm going to play with this, and I'll be right back. Hello everyone. Let's mix some resin. Now I'm going to go back to the basics, just stirring by hand without any machine. I do have my air purifier going, and I'm going to use, here's my gloves from Bond Crafters, my cups from Bond Crafters, and I'm just going to do 6 ounces. Now I watched Tia, I believe it's Diyepoxyresinart. I will link her in the description box. I watched her put this purse together, and it looks a bit complicated, but then again it doesn't look too tough. So I might not do it exactly how she did it, but she made it work. So I'm just pouring my bee into my cup, and like I said, I'm going 6 ounces. She said the mold was 5. I didn't see her do 2 different molds together, so I am assuming that it was each mold. So I'm just going to do one side at a time, because I don't want to flash cure if I take too long putting those flowers down. So we're just going to do it halfway around. Now I didn't grab a mixing bowl. Let me see what I have here. What I could do is dump one into the other, or you can always, they don't suggest it, but go 3 in the cup and then go up to 6 in the same cup, but this will hold. This will hold both. So I'm just gonna pour in A. Some people say pour in B first. I don't know, it makes no mind to me. Here's our little scraper that came with the kit, our stir stick. We're just going to use everything Bond Craftor today. And I thank you, Bond Craftor, for sending me this resin. And I'm really excited to use it. And I'm not going to use a debubbler machine or anything. We're going to just go with this resin as it is and see how clear it becomes and go from there. So I'm going to go ahead and put my timer on for 5 minutes, stir this up, and I'll be right back with you, okay? I'm going to jump in and just say you're going to see striations of the 2 different, resin parts in here, and while you're stirring, make sure you keep going until you don't see any more of those striations, they call it, and be sure to scrape the sides of your cup and the bottom of your cup. And I just have a kitchen timer here, and I'm just going to stir till my 5 minutes is up, and then I'm going to let it set 5 minutes as they suggest to let itself degas. So when that's up, we'll be ready to pour. Okay, I have my molds here. I finished up with the greens. Now they're still going to be somewhat translucent. This isn't going to be solid because I'm using the clear resin. So you'll still see shadows of the flowers on the inside of the purse, but I think that's okay. And then what I've done is I've laid out both my patterns. They're rather sparse, but I think we're going to be okay. It'll still be pretty with the green background. So I'm going to set this aside and just follow the one pattern while I use the flowers on the other. I'm going to dump something over here. Let me move that. Okay. Set this to the side. And I have these on my Costco baking sheets because they come with a lid and they work really well. And I'm going to end up putting these on a heat mat. And I discovered the metal of the sheet with my mat, and then putting the cover on over the heat mats really helps get everything set quickly. Okay, I'm a little nervous, but let's see what happens. Here's a little bit of my 6 ounces, and let me just pour a little on the base. And I was I did get into the side with the micas to make sure those are filled, but I just need something to start with to get my florals set down here. Let's see if that is enough resin. Now we're going to work right side up, and I need to really hurry, so I'm just going to start placing as I have these set. So we're just going to just get a little, rub that in there a little bit. Make sure all of you are there. All the resin is down there. And once before, when I first started resining, I used my tweezers on my dried flowers a little too much, and you can actually poke holes in them, so you don't want to do that. So be very careful when you're holding these. Now I might dip this a little bit to get the bottom of this leaf here, and we're going to set it about there, I think, and they'll move on me You know they will. But just be careful not to poke holes in your flowers, because that's easy to do. Just going to cover up that stem. So I'm really not filling it up with flowers, like I said, but I think it'll turn out nice. But I do need to hurry. Whoop. Dropsies. Let me go over you a little bit there. That looked easy enough. Now I'm going to go into this green with the orange flower. And then when I do the other mold, I can just follow this pattern, because they're pretty much the same, or they're going to be the same on both sides. So what do I have there? I have a green, and then I have this orange flower. I dip the back of that a little bit, put it over here, sticking my gloves in there. The gloves are a little big. When I did want to put a little bit of this green here. Oh, I've got an orange sticking to me. Don't have that much for greenery is why I'm kind of sparingly using this. Quit sticking your finger in it, Billie. And am I doing what I wanted to do? I think so. Well, I'll quit talking and I'm just going to get with it, okay? And we will see what happens. Now, I kind of went to the left a little bit, so let's just put this butterfly over here over those flowers, and that's pretty much what I have there. A little spatula, and we will just go ahead and pour the rest. It's getting thick, and hopefully get over all of these. If I don't, we can always do a top pour. They're going to move, of course. Get them underneath that resin. Maybe I should slow down a little, hey? Make sure they're all covered up. I haven't worked with dried flowers all that much, so I'm a bit leery. You know, this is getting warm. I'll get this leaf over here. I don't know if that is going to be enough once we get down to the sides. I'm going to take a peek sideways here and see what I'm missing. Floating a little bit. A little blue one. I didn't follow my pattern exactly. Ooh, look at these. They're going way up there. Resin's pushing them. Come on, can you move? Very simply come down a little bit. Come down. I thought about putting some grass or something. You know, at the bottom, like ground. Let me just make sure they're all under, and we'll pour the rest over top. The resin's getting thick, but you know, look, once I've poured it, I don't see bubbles. I don't see too many bubbles at all. I only see one right there, unless that's a piece of flour. Yes, it's a piece of flour. To work on getting that out. But yeah, I'll play with it because they're moving. I'll go ahead and do the next one. Get these cured, and I'll come back for demold. If I do have to make up more resin, I will. But let's see, how far does that get us? All the way down. I might not have any excess. Well, maybe I will. I do have a mold to the side for the excess resin. So I'm just going to push these down. Get those flecks out. There's a bubble. I'll have to get you. Whoop. Overspill, Billy. What are you doing? Okay. Let me shut the camera off and I'm going to play with this a little bit and I'll see you shortly. Bye. Well, let's remold today. Don't these look pretty? I have a problem though. Of course, on one of these pieces, there's a hair. Right there, a little ziggy-zaggedy hair. And I've got a few bumps where little bits are sticking up. So I'm going to go ahead and demold. Then I'm going to take my Dremel with my little buffer tool here. And I am going to take out that hair. We'll just buff across. I'm going to buff some of the smaller pieces and be sure not to buff on the flowers because I don't want to chip any of those out. Like this one sticks up quite a bit, but it's still covered in resin and it should be fine. But we'll put another coat on. But let's demold and see how this fits in the purse. Because I've been sitting here racking my brain thinking, is there another way or an easier way to get that vinyl piece in the purse? But let's see where we are here. I hope I have all the corners and edges. The green turned out nice. Like I said, it's not going to cover everything that's in the purse. See a bubble? That's way down deep. I don't know that I can break into that one. But let's look. Oh, nice. Now, without the white background, I'd put on a bigger light, but I had a glare, so I went ahead and shut it off. But let's see, what do we have? Ooh. You're going to see my dirty background of my workspace here, but that's a few bubbles. Boy, that's quite thin, actually. I can pop that bubble right now. See that one? I can take my X-Acto, just break that open. Then when I top pour, that'll go in there. Edges aren't bad. I thought about leaving it in the mold and top pouring, but then again, you still risk suction releasing and your resin would go down the sides. But I think that's really pretty. Look at how nice that is. Let's get the other one out. But I need to doctor these up a little bit. Now, this probably wouldn't have happened if I'd have used something completely flat, which is okay. Stickers would be nice to use. Oh, there's so many cool stickers out there now. Nowadays. It's amazing how beautiful they are. So let's get that out. Suction is pretty good. All right, Billy. There we go. Look at that. Right there, that bugger. I can't avoid hair. You know that. You know, with my crew in this house, you cannot avoid hair. Let's fit this in. So, this will be the top of our purse. And that fits in like that. The other side fits in like this. And I'm going to use a heavy-duty glue, I think. But that's really nice. You can't see all the way through there. It's a piece of leaf. But I'm going to go take care of this. What is that? Is that in the mold? Can you see this? What in heaven's name is that? I wonder if that's in the mold. Can you see those marks? What in heaven's name is that? That's got to be in the mold. Odd, isn't it? I'm going to turn the big light on. Let's look in there and see what is going on. There's a smudges in there or something for manufacturing. That shouldn't have left marks like that. It's a little disappointing, isn't it? But I can see them clear as day right there. I wonder if we can get that off. Just try a little alcohol. It shouldn't be like that. I mean, these weren't cheap. Don't know what it is. It's gonna stay there. I'll be darned. It's not from resin running down, is it? Is it on both of these? Two different molds. Look at that. Sure enough is. Gosh, I guess the only way to avoid those is a solid color. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. A shame. It's in there. Don't know. Don't know what happened. Anyway, I'm going to pop a few little bubbles. Go buff these pieces off. I'm going to trim the edge a little bit here. And then I'm going to tape the sides up. I'm just going to use some painter's tape here. And I'm going to go around the sides, protect that. Well, for heaven's sakes. I might have to buff that out too. Or these molds weren't clean. I guess that's a lesson learned. Be sure and clean your molds. But gosh, I just took them out of the package and they looked clean. I don't know what that is. Huh. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and tape the sides like this. We'll see how good the Bond Crafters is for top coating. And then, while that's setting up, I'm going to try to figure out how I'm going to put the plastic or the resin vinyl sides in. So until then, I guess I have an unnecessary step, or what I thought wouldn't be a necessary step. But see if I can't fix this up, okay? See y'all shortly. Bye. Hello everyone, I'm back. Well, the top coat is done. And I did dim my overhead lamp because it had such a glare on these. I turned it off. So I hope you can still see how beautiful these turned out. So all I need to do is remove my tape. And I must say, Bond Crafters does a very nice top coat. So some resins, you know, don't seem to do a very nice top coat, but this one turned out well. Now there's a few pieces on the edges that I might sand just a skosh. And I'm still very disappointed with myself because I did not clean the inside rims of these molds, and we have those, oh, what do you want to say? Well, they're marred. So next time, or any time, I guess, I'm going to be sure to take some alcohol and wash the inside of these molds, or soap and water. But that top coat turned out pretty nice. I did get rid of a few bubble holes. The little flecks you see are from my first pour that were too deep to correct. But that looks really, really pretty. So let me get the other one unmolded or unwrapped. I still see some right here. So this turned out really nice. I like the green behind it. It's not too dark. If it would have been darker, that would have been okay too. This is why I don't have nice fingernails. Just kind of scrape. I use them a lot as a tool. So let me get this one undone too, and I'll show you our next step. So before I put these in the frame, I'm going to go around the edge with just a file and get this little bit off, just like that. It's not going to take too much, just to get the sharpness off of those edges where the tape was. So I'll do that shortly. So here's the thing. You get a piece of plastic. I'm going to go ahead and turn my light on. You get a piece of plastic with the frame kit, and it's not very big. I mean, if you were to cut this in half, you don't have much for putting in, you know, the sides of. You can do it. You can do it. You can cut it in half and fit it in on the sides. Well, it would go on the inside to make sure your purse, you know, doesn't have everything fall out. But you'd only get actually a smaller section. I want a bigger section. So I spent some time yesterday trying to figure out how I want to do this. Now, Leah Diyepoxyresinart, she sketched out a template that looked like this. And I wasn't sure, you know, I really wasn't sure how that would work out. I mean, it worked for her, but for me, for some reason, I didn't want to do it that way. And you still have a very small piece to put in your frame. So, if you're like me, I save vinyl. I save the bags. This was for a tablecloth. So I saved the vinyl. And I also worked on a couple of templates. I mean, I measured and cut. And I tried to see if I could, you know, wrap the vinyl in the grooves where the purse will fit. But resin does not stick to vinyl. So if I was to insert that with glue, it might have worked, but then I wasn't sure. So here we go. With this larger template here, I was able to give this a real nice wide area for the plastic. Now, I worked on this and worked on this. This cardboard is just wore out. But that way, I can open the purse darn near all the way. I mean, more, you know, I can get my hands in. I can get things out of there easily. And your plastic will fold inward like that. So, with this little idea, I'm going to cut a triangle because this piece measures 7 inches, and if I extend this square out where I cut and was playing with it, it would be about 3.5 inches. So I'm going to go ahead, open up this bag. I mean, these come in handy for so many different things. That's why most of us crafters save everything, don't we? Heck, why not? I just thought that little piece they sent in the kit is not big enough for what I wanted to do. Get this seam off of here. Just tear it open. Get this one off. What's left I can use for something else. I also thought about felt. Now, stiff felt would work also, or any type of material. And you'd be able to glue it into the frame just like I'm going to glue this vinyl. Now, I'm going to pick out some cleaner or somewhat nicer pieces of this. And I should have just cut a 3x7 or 3.5x7 piece of cardboard out. Let's do that. That'll be simpler, and I can use that as a template. I believe I have some cardboard, some more cardboard right here. Now, another thing I saved. This cardboard is from my cat food box with my little cans of cat food. And I use this for, oh my gosh, price tags. You can use punch outs, do any shape you want. But this comes in pretty handy. So, where's my pencil? I'm just going to mark 7. And it should be pretty straight, actually. Let's go 7. And I do have an old paper cutter that I use quite often, and we're going to go 3.5, okay? 3.5, about here. And we'll cut that out because I can't see putting that little piece of plastic in there. You know what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove my nice mat because that's for show. Pardon me. Let me lift it up. Because I've wore the heck out of this mat. I really have. I tried to take care of it initially, but you know, things happen. So let's just cut this out. Get it straight, Billie. Should cut inside the line. But I did. I fiddled with this yesterday thinking, oh, how in the heck am I going to do this? Because that little piece of plastic is not going to be the ticket. All right. So, I guess we could wipe this off with a little alcohol maybe. Or I could wipe it after my fingerprints are all over it. And it's not quite as thick a vinyl as what they sent me. But it will still work. I'm sure of it. And it's going to fold anyway. So I'm going to go down here and just trace that out. And I'm going to make 2. All right. I have my 2 pieces. Now let me show you. Since this is going to fold, let's find center. So I'm just going to, this might be hard to see, somewhat center. It might be a little crooked. We're going to find center. I'm going to put a fold in it because it's going to have a fold anyway, right? So, here's my fold. I'm going to take this bottom corner right here, this open corner, and I'm going to go right to the center of that fold, and I'm off just a skosh. I didn't cut it all that straight. You won't see the excess lines. Well, you will on the top. Let's worry about that later. Let's find that center. All right, I'm going to go to the top of the fold to this tip. We're just going to cut, if I'm correct. This is 3.5, should be, okay. I'm just going to, I could take my X-Acto knife and cut into this some more. Let's just mark it. And we're going to trim a little bit of this after we get our triangle. So I'm going to cut that off. Where's my line? Billie, where's your line? Okay, barely, I can barely see it. There it is. All right. Now, we have a triangle. Okay. Now, that will be my top, so let's see if I can't get this ink off of there. No, we'll just trim it. But it's coming off, I believe. It's amazing what alcohol can do, hey? There's the first one. That's crooked. I can see that right there. Let's pull this. Let's do it again. Corner to corner, edge to edge. Let's make a fold. And I'm going to go from corner to corner. Press harder so I can see it this time. There we go. We're going to cut that off. So we have 2 triangles. And I think Leah did, I said Leah, didn't I? I think it's Leah Dia. Anyway, she used Gorilla Glue and a super gel, and I don't have that, so I'm going to use, get up here, my B7000 or E6000 I've seen be used also. Alright, I should be using my pretty background, hey? But that looks good. So, here's my purse frame. This is the outside where the resin is, or the resin pieces are going to sit. And this is the inside. These handles are kind of in an awkward position, but I want to be able to set this up somewhat straight so I can open it more. Here's the inside fold. So I'm going to have to trim that corner piece just a skosh and maybe take the top tip of that off. But I think I'm not going to have to cut too much off of that corner or the center here. But let's start. I might have to cut the square like I did on the template. Let's do that. I did cut, I believe it's like it's all buggered up, but I did cut, I think, what was it, 1/2 inch in? So let's mark that. We're going to cut that out. I'm going to mark it right here at 1/2 inch there. Let me go up a little bit, 1/2 inch there. I'm going to come over 1/2 inch. I know you can't see me and I apologize with this background. There's my 1/2 inch. So I'm going to just kind of go across here. About 1/2 inch, did I? Yes, about 1/2 inch there. You might have a little pinhole gap, but actually I don't think, you know, unless you have something really, really thin in there that you're going to have loose and fall out. I don't think you're going to lose much. So let's cut that out. see very well. Let's go. So you've got your triangle with the 1/2 inch square cut out. That we're going to set it in. Close that up a little. Glue that on the inside. That's what Leah did. That's what she did. Right there, and you don't have much of a gap at all. That looks tacky, but you know what? You could put some trim in there. I might cover that with some trim. How's that sound? Yes. Yes, we might have to trim that triangle just another bit. Let's get this done. Quit fiddling, Bill. You had a plan and it's going to work. It's going to be easier than what it looked like. It looked like it was going to be just a real challenge. And it sort of is, or was. Hopefully, I can help you out with this. So it's not as difficult as one might think. And I'm going to go right into the edge there. And see my glue. What do I have for trim? We can put something in there. Why not? Because I'm going to embellish the top where that those marks are from the mold. So we might as well put a little trim in here too. Okay? Just get that off. There you go. Now, we're on our way. Let me do the other side and I'll be right back. Okay, while that was drying, I went ahead and took my emery board and filed the edges of both pieces of resin. So, they turned out so pretty. And I happen to have, look at this, talk about luck. I happen to have this trim. So, I'm going to put a row of this trim, just this, whoops, sure I am. Pick it up, Billie. I'm going to take just one strip of this trim. Will it fit two? I think one would be good. And that will cover up our glue, I think, maybe. If I center that, I think that'll help. And now I'm wondering, because, am I recording? Oh, I guess so. I'm wondering, because of these Mars, from not cleaning that mold, I'm bad. Look at all sides. Look at that. I might have to send a review if I can't try this again and not have those spaces. But what I'm thinking, okay, do I have enough? Do I actually have enough of this to go? Oh, let's hope. That's the end of the roll. And I think you can get this anywhere. This was on clearance, $1.77. I've seen this in many places. I wonder, do I have enough to go all the way around? And I'll have to cut out that section there. Do I have enough to trim this whole purse and cover that up? Do I? I don't think so. Say there's about one piece. Oh, I do. Folks, that's great. I have enough. So I'm going to embellish all around that. Cover up those goobers from the mold. So that wasn't the resin at all. That was the mold. So I will clean off my glue that's on here. So I'm going to take, what do I need? About, 4+ inches. I already started cutting on this side, so let's use this side up. Let me just go about 4 1/4 here, hey? I'll need several pieces. Maybe right to there. I can get 2 pieces out of that for 2 sides. And this, you just cut it. I don't want the 2. It'd be too much, but I'm going to hide that glue. Just going to cut a couple of strips. I'll need 4 strips actually. And glue that down. Cover that up to polish the inside off a little better, eh? Where did I cut? Make sure. Oh, this one's been cut, so I might as well use this side. See how much we need. About there. What would you do without trim? Oh my word. Now, initially I thought about, you know, some half pearls. But, boy, that would have taken a lot. And I'm so grateful I found this. This will work just fine. Let's get this thing done. Okay. I'm going to start gluing all this in the inside. And I'll be right back. Well, I'm ready. I am ready. I cleaned off the vinyl. I cleaned off the excess glue. And I'm going to use, let's try the E6000 to put in the frame and get our purse put together. So let's see. I guess we'll just start. I don't think it'll ooze out anywhere, but if, did I just say if it oozes out, it's easier to get off the resin? And I'm going to put a generous bit in here, and this gets firm pretty quick, and it does seem rubbery, but it does harden up after, you know, a bit of time. It hardens up really well. So I don't know, we might have some oozing. I need to be careful and get going. This is the exciting part, eh? How much is coming out? I better look. Whoa. And I don't have to worry about it going into the hinges because I checked. They're sealed in there fairly well, so I shouldn't have to worry. But I'm sure we'll have some oozing. Let's get that corner good. And that tip of this fits right in there. And I should probably slow down, but like I said, this sets up quickly. Getting that corner good. Let's see what happens. It's going to ooze out my lid, I know. Been there, done that. All right. Top has this cutout section. Let's go. It's in there nice. Doesn't seem real snug, but it fits in there nicely. Oh, there's a bit. Let's get that off. Oh, I've got glue on that gold there. That's the other glue. I don't want to scratch the frame. Oh, it's going to be lovely. Look at that. Okay. Push that in nice. Now, I want to be careful here. Let's see, there's a little clip there for the attachment, and that will clear it fairly well. You know what I did? Did I go glue all the way across that and didn't need to? Let me look. No, it went right in there all the way. But I guess this side's different. So, what did I drop? Drop the trim. This side's different, so how does that go? Yeah, we'll have to stop partway through here. You're going to fit in there, aren't you? Yes, okay. There's a bit of a gap of play there. Just seems unusual. But, you know, this isn't a high-class frame either. And, you know, when I was looking up this purse, look at the gap there. Anyway, when I was looking up this purse, there was an ad popped up from eBay. This purse, decorated differently, of course, $185. It was Etsy. Pardon me, it was Etsy. $185 someone was selling this for on Etsy, and I'm thinking, whoa, that's a chunk of change for a resin purse. But hey, good luck with that. To each its own. Sometimes I think I price my things pretty high, but that was, boy, that was steep. And you know, people pay that. Get in there. I should go around with a pop stick in there. But anyway, I found that rather bizarre. Seemed like a lot of money to me. I don't know if I told you all, I did a sale a few weeks ago for Pride. Had a good day. It was just a one-day sale. Had a good day. As long as I get my Craftor resin back, I'm happy. But the carousel horse sold. I was so excited about that. Made out of the old music box. Beautiful lady bought it. She said, I love pretty things. I thought, well, how nice. I hope you enjoy it. Get in there. Just want to get that latch. So that was a priceless moment when you work on something and someone truly loves it. Okay, here we go. And I just cleared, that latch. Get in there, press down. Are you going to ooze out? I'm disappointed in this gap. Look at this. Look at this gap right here. See that? That's a big gap. That's the frame. Well, I wouldn't be getting $185 for that. I guess I'll just try to center it. So I'm going to let this dry. But actually, I could say it's done. I'm going to use the pearl hanger, the handle here, this long one. Show you how it goes. So you just there's clips in here. I'm sure you could shorten it if you wanted to. They just go on the handles like that. Slip that in. There's a really pretty floral purse. Don't you like it? I think it's nice. Glad I did the top coat. Ooh, those are hard on the fingers. But, oh, that glare. Let me shut that off. Look at how pretty. That's nice. You won't be able to see everything that's in there. You know, it might be blurred because of the green mica powder. But this is a very nice resin. Very nice resin, Bond Crafters. But, you know, I am going to put my trim on. That's what I dropped. That's what I dropped because I don't like those edges. So, how about if we picture this? Go 3 rows. That'll cover up. See? Can you see that? You see what I'm talking about. That's all the way around. all the way around the mold. But I'm going to go ahead and let this dry. I'm going to put the trim on. I'll take some stills with this attached. And thank you for watching, everyone. I hope you like this. This was fun to do. A little bit of a challenge when it came to the vinyl. But I think I'm going to put something heavy, a little with some weight on it. Let that dry. Thank you, Bond Crafters. Next video, Bond Crafters sent me some UV resin, so I'll be working with that too. Thank you so much, everyone. Take good care of yourselves. I'm a little behind. Been a busy summer. I'm going to add some pictures of my flower garden at the end of this video so you can see how busy I've been in the yard. So take good care. Sending big hugs. Thank you for subscribing. Hit that like button. Bye.